Strider, released in Japan as Strider Hiryu B, is a hack-and-slash platform game released in arcades in 1989 by Capcom. Set in a dystopian future where Earth is ruled by the tyrannical Grandmaster Mayo, it follows the titular Strider named Hiryu as he attempts to end his tyrannical reign for good. The game resulted from cooperation between Capcom and manga publisher Moto Kikaku. It marked the video game debut of Strider Hiryu, after the character was introduced in the 1988 manga Strider Hiryu. The game debuted on Capcom's CP System arcade board. Various home computer ports were developed by Tiertex and published by US Gold in 1989. The NES version has a different plot than the original. Sega released Strider for its own Genesis console in 1990. Of all home versions, the Genesis adaptation is considered the most successful, winning the Game of the Year and Best Graphics in a Video Game Awards from Electronic Gaming Monthly in 1990. Strider's The controls of Strider consist of an 8-way joystick and 2 action buttons for attacking and jumping. The player controls the protagonist Strider Hiryu, a ninja whose main weapon is a tonfa-like plasma sword known as a cipher. He can perform numerous acrobatic feats depending on the joystick/button combination used. Pressing the jump button while Hiryu is standing still will cause him to do a regular vertical jump, while pressing the jump button while pushing the joystick left or right will enable him to do a cartwheel jump. Hiryu can also slide under or through certain obstacles and enemies by first crouching down and then pressing the jump button. As well as his sliding move, both jumps can also be used to destroy weaker opponents. Hiryu is able to latch onto certain platforms, and climb across walls and ceilings using a metallic hook. While running down a sloped surface, Hiryu can gain enough momentum to allow him to do a longer cartwheel jump than usual. Numerous power-ups can be obtained from item boxes carried by certain enemies. These include an extension to Hiryu's attack range that lasts for 100 slashes, 2 types of health aids, represented by the kanji used to write Hiryu's name, and a max health extension, represented by the kanji, the second character in Hiryu's name, an extra life. And a power-up that not only makes Hiryu invulnerable to attack but also increases his own attack abilities via shadow images of himself for 15 seconds. 13. Hiryu can also summon robotic companions known collectively as options that help him fight enemies. These consist of up to 2 mushroom-like droids, a saber-toothed robo-tiger and a robot hawk, known individually as options A, B and C respectively. Strider is set in a dystopian future in the year 2048, where a mysterious dictator known as the Grandmaster rules over the world. Hiryu, the youngest ever Super A-ranked member of an organization of high-tech ninja agents known as the Striders, is alone tasked with the Grandmaster's assassination. Hiryu begins his mission by infiltrating the Grandmaster's capital at the Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic, a federation referred to as East. Strider is set in a dystopian future in the year 2048, where a mysterious dictator known as the Grandmaster rules over the world. Hiryu, the youngest ever Super A-ranked, 15, member of an organization of high-tech ninja agents known as the Striders, is alone tasked with the Grandmaster's assassination. Hiryu begins his mission by infiltrating the Grandmaster's capital at the Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic, a federation referred to as Eastern European, which became the imperial capital of the Russian Empire by the year 2048. 16. The game features The arcade version of Strider was part of a three-way project conceived in a collaboration between Capcom and Hiroshi Motomiya's manga studio Moto Kikaku, which also included the Strider Hiryu manga by Moto Kikaku's Tetsumi Wada that was published in Kodansha's Comic Computique anthology in Japan, as well as the NES version of Strider. Kuchi Yatsui, director of the coin-op Strider, who is credited as Isuke in the game, was chosen for his experience with the CP system hardware while working as a background designer on Ghouls and Ghosts. The three projects were developed independently of each other. 17. According to Yatsui, the franchise was conceived as a multimedia collaboration between video game company Capcom and manga collective Moto Kikaku, the two companies having previously collaborated on the video game versions of the manga Tenchi wa Kurao. Moto Kikaku produced the manga version, while Capcom developed two separate video game versions, a coin-operated video game and a console version for the NES. All three works share common plot elements, while featuring their differences as well. He further said it was he who pushed for a ninja concept, as they were leaning towards an action game. A ninja setting would have been convenient. The hero would be derived from a ninja. We loosely decided on that. 18. Regarding Hiryu's three robot helpers, he said that he was inspired by the 1960s ninja comics. The one that most influenced him was Shirato Sanpei's Kamui Gaiden, in which the ninja often had various animals to support them or attack their enemies. Speaking with Retro Gamer, Yatsui said that Strider Hiryu's climbing abilities were inspired by his personal experience when he got himself stranded on the roof of Capcom's building, fearing freezing to death and with no way to call for help. He climbed down the side of the building to reach a nearby fire escape stairway. The original arcade game soundtrack was composed entirely by female video game music composer Junko Tamiya, who was not credited for her work in the arcade version but was mentioned as part of the original arcade staff in some console adaptations. Early revisions of the arcade game were missing the unique music for the aerial battleship and Third Moon stages. In this version, the music from the first stage of the game was repeated here instead. Strider contains many different styles of themes that change dynamically throughout the game according to the stages and the situations on screen. These range from experimental and progressive futuristic sci-fi action themes to Baroque, tribal and classical music pieces. Elements from the soundtrack have also been used in other Capcom games where Hiryu has appeared. These include the Marvel vs. Capcom series as well as other Strider-related games. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like. It's a quick and simple way to show support. Share this video with friends, family, or anyone you think might be interested. Your help with publicity is essential for the growth of the channel. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new content. Click the bell to receive notifications whenever we post something cool. I really appreciate your presence here. Your support makes all the difference. Continue following, sharing and leaving your comments. We are building an amazing community together. See you in the next video.